Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. How are y'all doing today? Welcome back for another installment of Self-Care Sunday. Like I keep saying, the channel has been growing relatively rapidly, so if you do not know what Self-Care Sunday is a day that we take out almost every week to just sit down, try out a new deep conditioner, hang out, chat, all that good stuff. Some weeks it's more lighthearted, other weeks we have serious things to talk about. This is a week that we have serious things to talk about. So, first things first, I've had this on the schedule for a minute. I'm gonna use it, period. If you want videos on Black-owned brands, sis, I got you. I'll just, insert a screen recording of all the Black-owned videos that I have here. Non-Black-owned businesses make up probably like 5% of the content that I create. I've been giving it to y'all. I'm never consciously, overtly going out of my way because I just do it on a regular, So make sure you direct your energy to the right place. Anyway, I'm going to be using the As I Am Jamaican Black Castor Oil collection. So I have the Restore and Repair Deep Conditioner. This is their moisturizing mask with Jamaican Black Castor Oil, vitamin C, and vitamin E. And I figured why not go ahead and do a little bit of styling today too. So I also have the Jamaican Black Castor Oil Curling Cream, which also has JBCO, vitamin C, vitamin E, and ceramides. This is a super popular line. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it because I have a lot that I want to talk to you guys about. Let's talk about this mask first and then we'll get into some other things. So again, this is the Jamaican Black Castor Oil Moisturizing Mask right there. Love the packaging. And it says, enrich dehydrated hair with an intense therapy mask. This rich, creamy treatment is infused with Jamaican Black Castor Oil, vitamin C, and vitamin E to moisturize, detangle, and provide shine to your curls and coils. This formula is built for deep conditioning and long-lasting hydration to restore and repair your hair and scalp health. Use this to soften hair, ease combing, and treat breakage, split ends, and dry scalp. Now, y'all already know how I feel about the whole split end thing. Cut it. And you can barely read the directions on here because of that like gold font. But from what I can see, it just says to use the JBCO shampoo and then apply a generous amount and leave on for 15 to 20 minutes and then rinse thoroughly. Doesn't say anything about heat, but y'all know I use all of my deep conditioners with heat. And the first 5 ingredients are water, hydrogenated, vegetable oil, cetyl alcohol, and betaine. That is directly followed by the castor seed oil. And there's more stuff, but you literally can't, like, that's what, I can't read that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So how are you guys doing? Y'all know, this has just been a difficult week in general. A lot of us content creators have been like in limbo between like wanting to post, but also feeling like it just feels very tone deaf to do so, I've been like just doing a lot of things locally, especially since I haven't been able to like go out and actually protest. Been doing things, under the radar, donating, and working with local organizations just behind the scenes. Because like I said in the last Self-Care Sunday, that's where I'm better suited right now. Even though every fiber of my being wants to throw on my all black, throw on a mask, grab a sign, and go downtown. I am fighting the urge really hard. Before I go any further, just so y'all know what the wash day lineup was, I finished off my Camille Rose Orange Blossom Cleansing Milk, and then I used my She Scented Charcoal Scalp Detox. that's what I have going on right now. So my hair isn't like super dry, but it definitely needs some TLC. I'm coming off of a really pretty wash and go with Uncle Funky's daughter and that Nikkei Shea leave-in that I was telling you guys about, which you can't buy anymore. I'm just finishing it off because it's time. So yeah, I've been just doing that and just kind of taking some time. My body's been ramping up and I'm pretty sure I'm about to have a period, but I feel like I am way more prepared this time than I was the last time, so hopefully it won't lay me out like it did last time. But that has really been messing with me these last couple of days. So that's what the texture looks like. Almost kind of has like a tackiness to it. Let me make sure I'm pulling the right one. Yeah, that's the Masque. The jars look exactly the same. I was like, hopefully I'm not pulling the Creme. Like, you see what I mean? So obviously with everything that's going on, this is a really good slip. A lot has been coming out in different areas, and I wanted to come on and talk to you guys because, and it was so, literally, I was getting ready to film my skincare routine. I had planned for it. I'd worked on, you know, I'd been working on the setup for it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna film this. Ha 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 ha. You guys know that I'm an avid user of Urban Skin RX. I've already discussed this on my Instagram because I wanted to discuss it as soon as I knew about it. But I did, you know, do further research and stuff before I came on and made any kind of statement. But basically there were some DMs that were posted between someone and Rachel Roth, the owner of Urban Skin RX. They were definitely problematic. Now, it wasn't like nobody was calling anybody the N-word, nothing like that, which I've seen now circulating. I'm just like, how are the receipts there and y'all still managed to come up with some crazy ass shit? I don't know. But essentially this person had hopped in Rachel's DMs. Of course, there's no timestamp there. But had hopped in her DMs wanting to know why she wasn't saying anything about the George Floyd situation. And as I mentioned on my Instagram, I was not concerned with Urban Skin RX because I had already seen a post about it. So when I heard about this, they had posted about that like 5 days ago. And if you know, a lot of companies have posted and then they've come back like a few days later and said like, okay, like these are the list of organizations or like what we plan to do. Basically, it turned into a fight between Rachel and this person. And there were a lot of things that popped up that were definitely clearly microaggressions. Those of you that don't know, Rachel Roth is white. I don't know why people are acting like she's been hiding this. Like, I really don't. Like, even before I was using Urban Skin RX, like years ago, I knew that Rachel was white. It's never been a hidden thing. So I don't know why people are acting like she's been hiding it. Because it takes a couple of clicks on Instagram, a couple of clicks on the Urban Skin website. Like, it literally takes nothing to know this. Like, it's always been there. That information has always been accessible. And I have always told you guys that the company is not completely Black owned. Rachel Roth and her business partner, who is Black, are owners of the company. So it's partially Black owned. Like I said on Instagram, I have never really had any issues with Urban Skin RX because prior to using them, obviously I did research on the company because I don't just throw anything on my face. Like, my skin is not set up that way. I can't just throw anything on my face, okay? So I always do a lot of research before I start using certain products or dabbling in certain companies. And I've always seen them on the right side of things, you know? Every time something like this happens, they're vocal, you know? It's not like they're just sitting back and watching it happen. I've been watching them donate to active charities for years. And so when it comes to things like that actually like showing up when the not so good things happen, I've seen them doing that. And so I've never really been concerned with Urban Skin RX. Like I said on Instagram, I'm not going to tag or reference this person because I'm just going to be really honest, y'all. It was clearly personal. It wasn't, oh, I'm trying to fight for the culture. It was clearly personal. The DM started with, you know my name. Like, it was clearly a personal argument that this person definitely knew they were going to be putting out there later, regardless of what Rachel said and how she said it. The issue that I have is that as a business owner, and you guys know I discussed this before, there's a certain etiquette that you have, and especially when you are a white woman who by all is, her shit works. Like, people can feel how they want about the branding and all of that stuff, but at the end of the day, Urban Skin RX is one of the first companies that I found that had clinical skincare at a price that I could afford, and was not out here low-key bleaching my skin. I've come across a lot of products like that. And I'm sure, especially as a community here of mostly Black people, I'm sure a lot of you guys have too. I've spoken to Rachel personally, and so understand that I have never found her to be really questionable or not genuine, you know what I mean? Like I said, I always do my due diligence and my research, especially in regards to something like that. So the way in which she responded, calling this woman ignorant, you know, cussing her out, was just beyond anything. It was poor etiquette, but it was definitely seething with microaggressions, and no one can say that it wasn't problematic, regardless of how it started, regardless of the fact that clearly this person had, you know, very clear intentions when she decided to contact Rachel. That is clear. I'm sorry, I don't care how you slice it. That is very clear. It was personal. Regardless of that, the way in which she acted was very problematic. Now, I will say this, and I think this is something that a lot of Black people are really going to have to understand. I feel like a lot of us are out here expecting allies to be perfect. Either you're perfect or you're canceled. And one thing that I feel like is important to acknowledge, because there are going to come times where we have to be the allies and we are going to be judged in those ways, right? And because we have never lived in a world where racism didn't exist, we have never lived in a world where any ism didn't exist, no one is ever going to be an ally and not, excuse my language, but not fuck up. Like, it's just the truth. No one is ever going to be an ally and not fuck up. Being an ally isn't just a normal state of being, right? It's learned constantly. To be a good ally, you have to be constantly learning and listening, and you have to be taking into account what the people who you claim to support are saying. And that is how you measure a good ally. Because listen, all these people that we swear up and down are good allies. I mean, I've even heard Bernie say things that I take issue with. He's a white man, why wouldn't he? You see what I'm saying? And so, how do I put this? I'm not going to really know how to feel until I continue to see what actions are made and taken. Like I said, there needs to be an apology to this woman, and it needs to be acknowledged on the Urban Skin RX page that this happened, that she's learning from the situation, that she's growing. I know she watched my Instagram. I know she watched the story. She watched every single one of them. For those of you that do follow me on Instagram, I know she watched them. And I didn't have any doubt that she would watch them because, I mean, Rachel's always been good at listening. So I had no doubt that she was going to watch them. Now, I offered to have a conversation with her. She did not reach out to me. I wasn't necessarily expecting her to either. That just is what it is. But I wanted to make you guys aware of that because those things are important to watch. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm about to get up and throw all my shit out because, one, who out here wasting money? And two, like I said, I'm not somebody who can just throw anything on their face. Like, even if I do stop using the brand, it may take me about a year to find something that I can put on my face to not cause adverse reactions. That's just how my skin is. Like, I tried something new the other day, and I mean, literally as soon as I put it on my face, I started breaking out. So it's not like that's an easy switch up for me. If it's an easy switch up for you and that's what you want to do, that's fine, you know? Like I said, I'm not here to tell anyone what to do. You have to do the research for yourself, as I always say, and make decisions for yourself. But I'm also like not about to be out here playing Russian roulette with my face. Like, acne is painful. Like, I'm getting over this guy right here because, like I said, the hormones are ramping up right now. It's going away pretty fast, but when I tell y'all it hurt, when you have had an entire face of these, you understand what I'm saying. It's not an easy switch up. Like I said, I will continue to follow what is going on with the brand. And even still, like, they posted their, you know, they did the pull up or shut up thing. They employ a lot of Black people, and I've always known this. It's part of the reason why I started buying from them, because they do employ a lot of Black people, not just in terms of like their med spa, but corporately they employ a lot of Black people. So that is also something that I have kept an eye on as well. Now, of course, someone was in the comments like, well, you need to look up all the bad experiences that people have had working there, and she's talking about this. And I'm like, okay, I'll go Google it. There was nothing there. There was one review on Indeed, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this is the same person. Like, basically saying that they're made to sign non-disclosures, that you can't say anything bad about the company, which if you're still working there and you're on Instagram saying this, then what? Listen, I've worked for companies where I've had to sign non-disclosures, okay? And I've worked for companies where I could not go to, you know, a competing direct competition in the area. You know what I mean? Because there are certain things that I knew that could basically be selling out that company, if that makes sense. So that's not uncommon. And especially for someone like, for a place like Urban Skin RX, where they do deal with a lot of high profile clients, especially in the Charlotte area, that's not shocking at all. Like, they're not gonna let you work with their high profile clients and then go off somewhere else and try to take that high profile client. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to me, the whole non-disclosure thing wasn't shocking. There was a claim made by this person in that one review on Indeed that said that they were made to work 12-hour days with no lunch breaks and things, which regardless of what you sign, like that's illegal. They can't do that. But I'm also trying to figure out, like, I just want to know what they're doing over there to have 12-hour work days, because I think the med spa ain't open that long. It's not like where I work, where there are times where we will be in that store 6 hours prior to us being open, because there's so much stuff that has to be done. I could see maybe having to work before or after hours for specific clients. Like I've had to do that at Soma. If someone wanted like a party or something for, you know, certain clientele, and they wanted to have a party, we had to be there before the store opened, hours before the store opened. But, you know, like I said, that's one person. So I can't base, you know, like how I feel about that off of one thing. People are like, well, just Google it. And I'm like, okay, I'm Googling and I see nothing, like nothing except for this one review. So, you know, basically I'm saying all of this so that you guys can take it for what you will, and make your decisions from there. At this point, like I said, you know, they have, and it's like I said on Instagram, like, I've seen you do better, so I want to keep seeing you do better. Take the criticism that you're getting and use that and continue to do better. Like I said, just because you're married to someone that's Black doesn't mean that you can't display microaggressions. You know, we were all raised in a society where these things exist. It's not like they're suddenly going to go away. What is her job is to check that. I think of allyship like taking care of a car, you know? Just because you have a 2020 model doesn't mean that you don't need to be taking it to get washed. It doesn't mean that you don't need to be keeping an eye to make sure your check engine light doesn't come on, you know? It doesn't mean that you don't need to take the car for a tune-up if something doesn't seem right, you know what I mean? Just because it's new, you know, just because it's quote-unquote good doesn't mean that you don't have things that you need to work on. And part of allyship is always checking your shit at the door. That's really what it is checking your shit at the door. And so that is what she needs to work on, is checking her shit at the door. Because like I said, I wasn't concerned about them because I had already seen posts, I think the day after it happened, after the footage leaked. And so I was not concerned with them. I'm also someone who stays on my stories a lot. So I feel like, I think a lot of us are like this too. I don't post on my feed a lot. If you just looked on my feed, like if you just went on my Instagram and looked on my feed, pretty much the only thing you're going to see is my thumbnails for videos. Like I basically use my feed to let people know that I posted a video. And honestly, sometimes I don't even do that there because I've reached more of my followers on my stories than I do on my feed. And so in a whole lot of ways, I touch more people with what I'm saying through my stories than I do with my actual feed. And so I know they've posted a lot of things in their stories too. And I think that's something that all of us need to be more mindful of, like when there's important things that need to be shared. And I've had to remind myself to be mindful of this too. You have to think about what it's going to look like, you know, on your actual feed. If someone goes on your feed, is it going to look like you care about this stuff? And I think myself and a whole lot of other people that I know to be super duper pro-Black and into activism and stuff can't say that there's due, because stories is just easier. Like, I'm just being honest. Stories is easier. I connect with more people that way. I talk to you guys a lot more through posting on my stories. Y'all are more likely to DM me after seeing a story than you are to comment on a post in my feed. So it's just one of those things, like, you have to be a little bit more mindful, you know? I don't know, like I'm bothered, but I'm also not angry, you know what I mean? Because truthfully, if I was in her shoes, I probably would have cussed homegirl out too, but she is the founder and CEO of $1 million company, you know, like you don't get to do what we do. Like, I know that sucks, but you don't. There's a certain etiquette that you have to have. We had the same conversation about Monique. And after I've seen her do a lot of things, it's hard. Like, I can't really support her. But I've also given Monique a lot of grace. I mean, her stuff has torn my hair up more than once. And I've seen her bad behavior prior. But I've still given Monique chances. Like I said, you guys can do what you want with that. But I did want to mention it because y'all have been asking for the skincare routine. And now I'm getting ready to film it. And now this is a thing. So do y'all still want to see it? Because, I mean, I'm just going to be real with you. I'm not about to pull up with a bunch of shit that I ain't been using. You know, like, I'm just not. And like I said, even if I do try new things, one, I'm not going to share them with you guys, but it's going to take a whole lot of trial and error. It took a whole lot of trial and error for me to have a skincare routine that I did now. It took me about a year to develop a skincare routine with products that were actually working for me. And that was after going through a crap ton of Black-owned companies. I mean, there isn't a list that y'all can send me that I don't already have. Half of them I've already tried. A whole lot of y'all like to suggest the Juices and Berries brands to me, and I can't use stuff like that. I can't put black soap on my face. I just can't. So there are a few other places that I want to try, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like it won't be probably a year and a half, maybe 2 years until you get an actual updated skincare routine. So if you want me to still post it, let me know and I'll still post it. Because I'm not going to be disingenuous about what I'm using. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm not using the products, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm just about to throw all my Urban Skin RX stuff out, because I'm not. Like, a lot of you guys that have contacted me about it kind of feel the same way I do, in that the initial, actually reading the initial DMs was kind of like, whoa. But then at the same time, you're like, okay, but she was saying something. It's not like she just was quiet about the situation. And it's more so definitely like a microaggression situation. Like the way that she came at this woman, regardless of how that whole fight happened, it still wasn't okay. You know what I mean? Like, you can't sit here and try to explain away that. And it's just a pure fact of, like, you need to work on that. Like, you need to work on that, and we need to actively see you working on it. But at the same time, like, there are some things that I know full well that they can do better. I think every single company, like, we're realizing even the Black-owned ones, they can do a lot better. But at the same time, up to this point, especially in a climate where we haven't expected a lot of, just companies in general, we haven't expected a lot of companies. They've been doing a lot of good work in a time where we haven't expected them to be doing good work. We haven't held them to the fire, you know? So I think it's also, I think for them, it's more of what more can you do? You need to sit down and figure out what more you can do, because they've done a lot. They've done a lot. And I can't sit here and pretend that they haven't, because it's part of the reason why I buy their products, you know? So, that's just like what's going through my head with that right now. Like I said, I haven't heard from Rachel, and I don't expect to, because I'm pretty sure that, like, if I were in her position and I were getting, like, torn up left and right in my DMs, I probably wouldn't be that open to having conversations with people in the DMs either. That's what got her in the situation in the first place. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. So I'm going to go sit up underneath the deep conditioning cap. I forgot to show y'all how much of this I used. I used like half of it. Yeah, almost half. Like, I'm right there at like it's like that point where I'm like, I'll either have to use everything that's in here or mix the little bit that's left of it with something else. to finish it off. The slip on this is nice. It's soaked into my hair like really fast though. So we'll see. I previously haven't had like stellar results with As I Am deep conditioners. I remember using their, the one from their original line back in the day. I like it felt good, it went on good, but when I rinsed it out, I was like, I mean, it don't really feel like I did anything, but you know, she was cool or whatever. She was cute, but she won't do much. So we shall see. I love the, I don't know where I put it. Here it is. The cocoa water. Y'all know I love this stuff. So I figured I'd go ahead and like bust these out and use them because it's been a while since I've used my As I Am stuff. I just don't want stuff sitting there going to waste. So I'm gonna go sit under the deconditioning cap and then we'll come back and I am going to try to do a one product wash and go with this curling cream. Okay guys, so I'm back and the conditioner is all rinsed out. The curl poppage is on point. This is so bright. My ring light is getting on my nerves today. The curl poppage is on point, which I expected because it is vitamin C heavy, but I feel like this could be a little bit more moisturizing. It's not bad. Like, it's not like the one from the original collection where I'm like, okay, but did I actually put anything on my hair? It's not like that. It definitely has kind of like a plump, lush feeling to it. I would just like to see more moisture because that is the first thing that it promotes. But the curl poppage is on point. So I would personally treat this more like a strengthening deep conditioner. Like I said, this does promote, it does preface that it is a vitamin C rich product. Yeah, with Jamaican black castor oil, vitamin C and vitamin E. You guys know I talk about the effects of vitamin C on the hair all the time. So I already know how vitamin C affects my hair. Overall, I think it looks good. It feels okay. Like the poppage is great, but in terms of just like, for it to have, you know, like for JBCO to be the 5th ingredient, I would have expected my hair to feel a little bit smoother and just a little bit more lush. But I would rather it feel like this than like the original DC where it feels like I did nothing to my hair. I definitely feel like this is more on the strengthening side because of that high concentration of vitamin C in there. So I think I'm actually gonna, before I put them into their parts, I'm going to just spray a little bit of that JBCO water. I love this stuff so much. I use it as a refresher, but it's also like a good base too. Like it's a good base on the hair, like if you just want to use like amped up water, if that makes sense. Yeah, so we've talked about, we've given Urban Skin RX a lot of, you know, attention in this, but it's a company that I promote a lot. I'm pretty sure I've made them a lot of money and I would be remiss not to say anything, you know. I think a lot of this is just, you know, like I said before, allyship isn't something that, you know, you do the right thing and, you know, you never have to check yourself. You always have to keep checking yourself when it comes to being a good ally. All of those things are very important. And so those are things that have to be remembered. And that's just how I basically feel about it. There are other brands that I've had my eye on. Well, really, like, after trying all the stuff that I've tried, there's really only 2 that have my interest at this point. There are some things I want to use from Bolden, even though I do know that the majority of their collection I cannot use, which I'm sad about, but it just is what it is. But there is another brand. I will link her website down below, but she is an esthetician in Los Angeles and I do want to try her stuff. But the price point is a lot higher, so it's something that I'll have to try out. obviously gradually anyway. You should always be trying out new skincare gradually, but with the price point, it's something that I'll have to be more strategic and, you know, trying the full collection. So today is my dad's birthday, so we just finished putting his present together back there. He's been super obsessed with his beard, so I got him the Head Honcho products from the Main Choice. I bought a lot of other stuff from them too, but I'll show you guys that in a haul. So I'm hoping that he'll like those. He has other things that he's using, but I mean, it never hurts to try new things, right? So I'm just going to go into the Jamaican Black Castor Oil Curling Cream with Jamaican Black Castor Oil, vitamin C, vitamin E, and ceramides. And it says, As I Am JBCO Curling Cream is formulated with a special nano blend of Jamaican Black Castor Oil, vitamin E, and vitamin C. These natural ingredients will boost your curl health, locking in precious moisture. This rich formula will provide long-lasting hold, frizz control, and curl definition for days, which is why I wanted to try this out for like a one and done. And the first 5 ingredients are water, glycerin, coconut oil, hydrogenated vegetable oil, and cetyl alcohol, directly followed by the castor seed oil. And there's some cocoa butter in here as well. It's really hard to read, but there are some holding agents in this as well. So I am super excited to try that. But this is definitely like it's a thick cream. Like, it definitely has substance to it. So I don't know if I'm going in with too much, and it does kind of have that stringy thing going on too, but we'll see. I've kind of just been wanting to just do something easy with my hair. I'm actually not mad at it. It's not like putting a gel on your hair, but it also, I'm not mad at that. Good shine, good slip, which I feel is very important. So yeah, so my dad's birthday is today. So we're probably gonna, after I get off camera, I'm gonna finish editing this, and then my mom and I will frost his cake. He wanted black on black. So that's what we did. And we're just working on dinner now. So we have his present all whipped up together. You know, there's only so much you can do right now because, you know, Rona is still affecting things, even though it feels like we forgot about it, but it's still there. It's weird because it almost feels like a heavy butter, but then when you like run it through your fingers, you're like, this is kind of like a tacky cream. Y'all know I really like tacky creams. So, but the slip is on point, very on point. So what I'll do is I will come back and show you guys what my hair looks like in the community tab tomorrow. So don't come in the comments like, I wish you had, y'all, I'm trying to do the most that I can with my time, okay? So I will be in the community tab to update you guys. Please go there tomorrow. I'll probably post like around like 2 o'clock, more than likely. But yeah, so I got a lot of stuff from the Main Choice, mostly like repurchases, things that I already know that I like, things that I personally feel like I can't live without. So I can't wait to share that with you guys. It's a lot of repeat products. So I stocked up, got some stuff for me, got my stuff for my dad, got some stuff for me and my brother. I also did shop the Eco Slay sale. I have been wanting to try Eco Slay for a minute, but there were certain products that I was trying to empty out. I finally did, so I went ahead and ordered some Eco Slay stuff. I try not to let my super natural things, this looks really good by the way, sit around too long. You know what I mean? So if I know I'm going to order something that is super natural and needs to be mostly in the fridge, then I try to make sure I'm using up more of like my really natural products first before I add more really natural things to the bin. So I ordered quite a bit from MYKSilk, like almost one of everything. So I don't know when that's going to be here, because if y'all know MYKSilk, then you know that they're, you know, handmade. So it may take longer for me to get that package. But I also made an order from JBCO, because they are Black owned, and you know, I want to like showcase Black owned brands and products from every end of the spectrum, not just like made at home in the kitchen, but also like, you know, stuff that you can get in Sephora, because I do feel like if we're taking up the space there, then, you know, why not? Obviously I talk about Adwoa a lot, so I wanted to talk about other brands in that realm too. I do want to get some Curlsmith stuff, because I've been intrigued by Curlsmith for a while. Curlsmith has always been super intriguing to me, so I do want to try a lot of their stuff. But I mean, just like in general, like y'all know, I'm always going out of my way to buy, you know, Black owned, especially hair care, because that's the majority of what I spend my money on, you know. Also want to try, this is a brand I haven't heard people talk about in a while, Earth's Nectar. How many of you guys have tried Earth's Nectar? Because I've been wanting to try them out for a while and I just haven't gotten around to it. But I got a lot of stuff from JBCO, so I'll be sharing that with you guys, especially because I feel like a lot of their stuff is definitely going to be really good for these warmer months coming up. And so y'all know, fine strands, I like the light airy look. They do have some heavier products, but I don't really need those right now, so I didn't get anything that's like that. I just wanted to try to get closer to show y'all, like, this is looking really good. I'm really excited. I don't know, I just feel like being home, sometimes I do just want a one product and go, but sometimes that be looking a little sketchy too, so y'all know how that goes. But yeah, so I felt like JBCO would be a good brand to try, especially like for this time of year. I know y'all wanted a summer stash series, so I am going to do that. I just wanted to wait until it was like actually closer to summer. I'm typically very intentional with how I do things, y'all, so definitely I know y'all are looking for one of those, so I will be doing one of those. But yeah, I'm excited about that. And one of the things that pushed me, two of the people that really pushed me to try some JBCO stuff were Candy Kinks, because I know she really likes the products, but also Melchery. You know, it's funny because Melchery is one of those people, like, she will straight up, like, she will read a brand for filth, you know? And I know that she's definitely more of a frugal natural, but it's so interesting because two of her favorite brands are JBCO and Amika. Like right now, over the last few years, the brands that I've heard her rave about the most are JBCO, Amika, and The Main Choice. And so Melchery is one of those like OG YouTubers, you know? So I really, like, I've been watching her for years, and I really enjoy her content, and I thought about it and I was like, out of all these brands that I've heard Melchery say is basically, you know, is crap in a bottle, that hasn't been one of them. So I did want to try that. I do want to try some more stuff from Amika too, because one of my favorite conditioners is from Amika. Now it's called The Cure. Like, if you're looking it up, it's going to be called The Cure. So I want to try more from them too, but they stay sold out. Like, so if I can, I will try to get some things from Amika as well, because she really loves that brand. The one thing that I really wanted to try from Briogeo though, that I didn't try yet though, is the scalp scrub thing. Because it's like, it's pricey. Y'all know I will pay for good products. I will, you know. And it's definitely one of those products that Mel Cherie talked about a lot. So, I definitely want to try that, but I wanted to try more things first to see if it was something that I felt like, I wanted to add to my collection, because I mean, I feel like something like that for the summer would be really, really great to have. So I want to try like what I have first, and then if I really like what I got, then, you know, get the scalp scrub. But I definitely have a haul coming with some, you know, just black owned natural hair brands. So what we have coming up this week for videos, I do have my regimen video that I did film, but I mentioned on my Instagram that there were definitely some things that I needed to add in, like some cutaways and things like that I didn't think about adding in when I initially filmed the video. So I decided to wait, because it was going to go up yesterday, and I said let me wait, because like I just wasn't happy with it. So I was like, why post it if I'm not happy with it? Like, I think you guys would appreciate me posting something that I know reflects what I want you guys to see. And it just needs a little bit more work, a little bit more fine tuning. I was looking fly in that video though. So I just have some things that I'm going to add to that, and that will be up Wednesday. And then a lot of you guys said that you wanted me to do a fragrance video. So I'm going to do a fragrance video and see how it does. Just, you know, like those videos that you guys ask for that are kind of off the beaten path from my general content, make sure that you do watch them and engage with them. Because I think that's one of the most disappointing things too. Like when you film something that, you know, a lot of certain people have been asking for, but then you post it and those people don't even comment on it. And it's like, okay, but did you want it or not? You know, like, not only does it tell me that like you guys are watching it, but it also tells the algorithm that you guys are watching it, because it's automatically not going to get the same play as my general content. The algorithm does not lean toward variety, you know? So if those are videos that you want to keep seeing, then it's definitely like y'all are gonna have to make sure you engage, you know? I hate how sometimes YouTube feels like just so much work to try to get people to watch, but when it comes to like actually jumping outside of what you usually do, like it sucks, but YouTube doesn't make it easy to be like this well-rounded individual, you know? So I'm excited about that though, because I like to share the things that I'm dabbling in, you know? So I'm hype about that. And I have more fragrance content that I can share with you guys if you guys enjoy that video and want to keep seeing more, because listen, y'all, I have fallen down the fragrance community rabbit hole, so I can give you content if you want it. But you're on my mind. We let it go, now I'm full of rum and regret. I go on just so I can re-forget. 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 But I'm just excited because we about to chow down tonight for my dad's birthday. I'm hype. I'm just really hype. We definitely need, you know, just something to take our minds off of everything that's going on. Because it's been hard. Okay, so I'm not mad at this at all. We'll have to see how it holds up. I kind of want to cheat and put a little bit of my peach black tea hairspray on it, because that one is really great to use as like a finisher on like styles like this. If you're not sure, it's really like just this piece, but that's always like the side that gets mad frizzy. So that's always the side that wants to act up. But even I feel like my back sections are looking pretty decent. So this cream feels very moisturizing. It definitely enhances the curls though. Like it definitely has good curl enhancing properties. It has good moisture to it, and really nice slip. Like when you feel it, the texture of it is like, oh, she thick, but it actually, when you run it through your hands, like when you warm it up in your hands to apply to your hair, it's not as like heavy and thick as you would think it would be. So that's where I am, but don't let that deceive you, because there was quite a bit in the top and it already had this dip in the container. So I did not use like a quarter of the product, if that makes sense. Let me turn around.
Already paying for tonight. Head spins like a carousel over and over.
Okay, so I think for what this is, my hair looks better than I thought it would. So I'm just gonna let it air dry, and if I feel like I want to set under the dryer, I will, but I can already feel it setting in my hair. So I may not need to sit underneath the hooded dryer. But yeah, that is basically it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me for this installment of Self Care Sunday. I hope you enjoyed. Again, you know, sometimes you gotta come on and talk about like serious things. But like I said, you know, anytime that I'm, you know, pushing something very heavily and I see things like this, it does need to be addressed. I will keep up with it. Like I said, I will speak with Rachel after, you know, just like give it a few days. And I will speak with her. And if I have anything to report to you guys, I will. But I'm just going to kind of be, you know, just watching and, you know, seeing what they're doing and what they're saying, and, you know, just being cautious. Like I said, let me know if you want me to just go ahead and still do the routine, because like I said, it's not going to change. Like, it's not. So if you guys still want to see it, y'all have been begging me for it. So it's just one of those things where I wanted to get your input first before I did anything. But yeah, the conditioner is cute, but I don't think you need it. I'll probably finish it up, and I highly doubt that I'll buy it again. And I will be back tomorrow in the community tab to show you guys how this dried. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this installment of Self Care Sunday. I love you all. Please make sure you're taking care of yourselves, and, you know, doing what you can to be active at this time, but don't push yourself to do things that you just aren't ready to do or just can't do. It's okay. Don't feel bad. You're going through this too. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.